Today in Hartford, a driver with a seizure history faces consequences in a tragic construction site accident.
Hey, I'm Garrett.
And I'm Leah. Welcome to Laid Back Local, the news of the day with Leah and Garrett here in Hartford.
All right, let's set the stage for this one. First up, we've got a pretty serious case. Driver with seizure history sentenced for fatal Hartford crash.
Tommy Nguyen has been sentenced to 7 years for manslaughter after a crash that killed construction worker Jose Diaz-Nieves. Nguyen, who had a history of seizures, pleaded guilty as part of a plea deal. It's just so sad.
Yeah, totally. What's striking here is that he admitted to having about 10 seizures in the 2 months before the crash, and he was driving with a suspended license, not to mention an unregistered car. It just makes you think.
It raises questions about why medically unfit drivers are sometimes still on the roads. It's a systemic issue that honestly needs more attention.
All right, let's roll on. Next up, controversial ICE raid in Hamden sparks outrage among immigration advocates.
So this raid happened at a car wash in Hamden, leading to 8 arrests. Immigration advocates are upset, mainly because the community wasn't notified ahead of time. Police say they weren't involved, just informed right before it happened.
That's wild. The lack of transparency is concerning. It kind of puts the community at risk and creates tension. I get that police have their protocols, but still.
Totally. And the Trust Act is supposed to limit local police involvement in immigration enforcement. But it leaves a lot of gray areas, right?
Let's shift over to the next. 6 arrested in $250 theft scheme at Meriden Lowe's.
6 people, including employees Jose Perez and Isai Ortiz, were part of a scheme defrauding Lowe's of over $250,000. The investigation started back in July 2024 and was led by Detective Femia with the U.S. Secret Service's help.
That's a curveball. It's impressive how Lowe's loss prevention team caught on to this. Shows just how key internal security is in retail.
Yeah, and it highlights the risks businesses face from within. Crazy to think an internal team spotted it first.
What's coming up next? Tommy Smith and John Carlos open UConn's Dodd Human Rights Summit with historic reflections.
Right? So they're at UConn for a summit discussing sports and human rights. It's amazing to see legends like Smith and Carlos still advocating for change.
I'm all about that perspective. And the concept of sports washing, where sports are used to obscure human rights issues. That's got legs, don't you think?
Definitely. Here's where we go next. UConn's Sarah Strong makes history as youngest preseason AP All-American.
Sarah Strong, a sophomore, is making waves at UConn. In her freshman year, she led the Huskies to their first NCAA championship since 2016. She's just incredible.
That's a story worth telling. Her accomplishments are not just personal milestones, but also elevate UConn's reputation in women's basketball.
Thanks for tuning in to Laid Back Local, the news of the day with Leah and Garrett here in Hartford. Have a great day, and we'll catch you tomorrow.